Morning guys, here we are on day 2 of our road trip here and we're here today at Newark, the Partizan Wargames Show. Certainly looking forward to this one. Never been here before, have we?
Definitely.
And you never know who we might bump into, so stay tuned to that and we'll hopefully get round to the tables and show you some of the videos, some of the excellent tables that are going to be on display here. So we are then into the actual show itself, and we're down at the participation end of the venue, and I have to say, very, very spacious and airy hall. Looks like it goes out to the other end. And obviously the sort of demo games are at the far side. Traders around the outside, and there's a few traders from that in the middle. Yeah, lovely little table there of infamy, set in the forest there in the snow. Lovely layout. Miniatures look really cool. Down close, have a look at some of the Romans. There we are. Nice way of use of the mat. They also put the hills and that underneath the mat, give you some elevation. And come down here and have a look. Very nice layout. Fortress over the back there. Looks like they've got to get the supplies to the Roman fort. And up over the side over here. Participation game. Say infamy by two fat lardies. And there's a bit of the Harrogate Wargames Club. I think they were the group that did all the demonstrations and the playtesting for Infamy. So here we have them. We've got Simon Miller's To the Strongest. Absolutely, this looks awesome. 54mm, look at this. Got to get in close to have a look at this game. Oh, Simon, all right? There we are. Look at some of this. To the Strongest is a really good game system and that. Played on a grid, and it uses a normal sort of deck of cards for your actions and your activations and that, and your damage and your fighting capabilities. And I have to say, I've played it a couple of times and it is a brilliant, brilliant game system. The English Civil War he also does. Oh, look at those elephants. Hang on, I just interrupted myself here. Oh, look, really fantastic. As I said, you need to have a good look around this table. I'll come round the other way and we'll have a look at the camel riders over the back there. Absolutely brilliant. Just come round the other way so more the camera a minute. There's Mel in the background. Come down close to these. I'll look up through the table. The little counters on behind are ammunition counters. Obviously, you only get a certain amount of ammunition through the game. You can get resupplied if you come back to your like I think it's in DBA, you have your own like the hometown, home castle, you can get resupplied and that. The little gold counters here in the front, that is the chips that you'll hand over when you lose units. So yeah, very, very good game system, and as I have to say, using 54mm for this is awesome. And there we have the author of the rules, is Simon Miller. Hi Simon, sorry to interrupt mate.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Not too bad, thanks Simon. Brilliant, I mean I really love To the Strongest and that. It's an excellent game system and that.
I'm pleased.
Yeah.
These miniatures today are all Dave Lysett's.
Oh right, yeah,
This
oh
is
yeah.
our first, well it's not our first To the Strongest game
Yeah.
in 60mm, but we have played the King Parliament in 60mm.
I do remember that, yeah.
Before.
I did it 54mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
54mm, okay.
Oh,
52mm.
I think the last game I think you put on was Ancient Britons and Romans at Salute a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Manchester.
That's it, that's it. Yeah.
That was a terrific game.
Yeah.
I came across boxes and boxes of them yesterday while I was looking for my playing cards. I'd love to do that one again.
I just remember how you built the hill and everything. It was it was awesome. That was really cool. Yeah.
So it's great to be out at the show.
It is, yeah.
Very normal.
It's the first time we've ever been to this venue, and it's a beautiful venue, isn't it?
Really great show.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
My favourite.
Yeah, lovely and spacious in areas, and they say the figures are fantastic and that.
Well, it's really good for historicals here.
Yeah.
It's really good historical games.
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Simon. Have a good show, mate. Oh wow, look at this. This looks really cool. Very British Civil War. Say they're the Anglican League down here. Very British Civil War, yeah.
It's really nice.
It's a lovely setup, isn't it? Have a good look around. Sort of show you that different, a lot of the posters and that over there on the station area there. That's nice. Very well put together. Some of these guys modelling and that is really, really nice. That's what you don't see very often in actually at shows. So all the guys from a club all get together, put the table on, do a bit of train up, all create their own factions, and yeah, it's definitely interesting. There, 1938, very British Civil War. Right, mate. Went out of the way of people. Come round from this end of the table. And I have to say, looking at this end of the table, it looks really stunning. All the miniatures and that here appear to be deployed onto the table. Sort of get away with a lot of sort of World War I into war period. And it does look at that. A little narrow boat there on the quayside. Yeah, very, very good. So that's it. That's the very British Civil War. And here we have the Barnsley Association of Wargamers. It looks like they're doing a Battle of the Little Bighorn. And I say that in 28mm, and this looks fantastic. I know my mate Richard, if he's watching this, he would be drooling over it. It looks really good. So let's just have a little look around the table, see what they've done. Table setup's really nice. Obviously you've got the river going round, and obviously the part of the Indian village here. Let's have a look at some of the troops they're using here for these figures. Very nice. Oh, it's like B Company here. And you've got K Company, D Company, H Company. Very nice. And the Indian village, I have to say, does look really good with all those teepees and that. All lovely, lovely painting of that. The Indians coming out through the village. Oh, mate, all right. Yeah. It's a lovely setup.
It's mainly all of Simon's. So some of this collection used to be mine, but I've passed it on to Simon for a small fee. Oh, no. Real life came into the
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a kind of condensed recreation of the Battle of the Little Bighorn. We're using Dan Mersey's The Men Who Would Be King's rules.
Good set of rules for that,
with some localised amendments that Simon's come up with.
Yep.
And there's some extra rules, called revolvers and things like that. It gives a really good flavour to it. So even though we're going to try and do it historically, there may be a little bit of
poetic license. Yeah, a little bit of poetic license and that in there. Yeah.
So essentially, Cluster's 5 companies are here, just moving around. Benting's command is off table.
Yep.
Reno is just
on the far side over there. Yeah.
Neil, who's commanding Reno, has just tried to form a skirmish line. That's a command because there's an extra rule to dismount. He's failed that, so the Indians are starting to stream out the village.
That's brilliant.
I think Crazy Horse's command is just about to start entering the table there. So come back in 10 minutes and it'll all be over.
That's close to the real battle, isn't it? No, this is brilliant setup and that. Like I said, how long did it take you to get the armies together, or forces together, obviously, before you handed it over?
Well, I must have been a couple of years for myself, and then Simon managed to get a collection together.
Yeah.
I would say 2 to 3 years probably, but like with most sort of colonial war gamers, you tend to sort of dip in and out of various things.
There's other things and that.
We've both got a large Zulu war collection, Sudan, Northwest Frontier, but the real reason why everything really spurred on was the release of Men Who Would Be Kings.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic. There's a lot of scope in that you can use for those rules and that.
I mean, I've got a credit in there for some photos of my collection in there, and we did the second play test, which were basically to see if we could break the rules. And we came up with a few extra modifiers or modifications to the rules, where we put in the rule for the once you get to 50% or less, so you got a -1, so you didn't have all these little units running around. But what we found is we can play games of this size really easy with a
That's what mechanics. You want.
As local club, we did San Luana, where we had a unit of regular infantry, 12 strong, as a British company, and then 18 figures for the Zulus, and we had over 800, 900 Zulu figures.
That's quite a bit, it still looked impressive.
And he played out historically as it happened. At one point, it looked as though we'd got the Zulus pinned down with the firepower, but then the leadership just started to fail.
Back. But that's great. Definitely going to come back and have a look at that. Have you got a website on that for your club, or?
Yeah, well, there we are.
Partizan Association Wargamers.
We have a website. It's not a live one. It's just really pictures of what we've done
That's
before.
Fine.
But there is a Facebook group, so if you just search for a Facebook
No
group.
worries, we'll do that. So there you go then, guys. There's Barnsley Association of Wargamers, and I've got to say, this little Bighorn table is fantastic. And here we have the Bodkins with their Battle of Crecy. Here he is, 1346. And looks like it's David Imrie to my left here. I flash down over here. Lovely. David's playing as French by the looks of it. His French knights leading the charge up towards the English line. It's a superb looking table. And see David's claymore castings and that down here. Let's have a quick look at those. They are beautiful figures. Just wind them out of the way. There we go. The English line up on the crest of the hill there. Archers ready to fire down and loose some arrows off. Lovely collection, mate. Yeah.
Thank you. It's everybody's chipped in.
Yeah. Did you put this on a couple of years ago here?
We did.
That's
on a
it.
smaller
Yeah.
table. So we've got more nights.
Yeah. So I think there's a few more from last time I see. Yeah.
We were a bit constrained a little bit. In fact, we could do with another 2 foot wouldn't hurt really.
Do you reckon they're going to do it this time, the French?
I don't know. We're testing out David.
Yeah, so there's rules.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah. Oh,
They did get in. Yeah, right at the end. The French did.
That's
the
right.
Indian wing
Yeah, they're
just
there.
did get in, and we're starting to pressure. So it'll be interesting to see. At the moment, the crossbowmen are taking a lot of heavy casualties.
Yeah.
Just getting into range, which again,
As you would.
fairly, fairly good, realistic. Yeah.
There's a lovely table set up and that. I'll come back later and have another look around at it. Yeah, lovely job. Thank you very much, mate. Good note. This is Pete from Entoyment. Obviously, you see him advertised in our descriptions and the below of all our videos and that. Great shop. Want to check him out down in Poole? Brilliant place. Nice guys. Always friendly. On you, Pete. That's all right, mate. You're on camera. Can't lie.
The games are stunning, aren't they?
Oh, they're absolutely brilliant. Some of the best I've seen for a long, long time, mate.
That's why it's worth the trek.
This is the first time we've come up here to Partizan, and I've got to say, I think this is better than Salute. And that's my opinion for this. You know, definitely. But, yeah, really good, mate.
That Beachhead one's quite good as well.
Beachhead, don't forget, Beachhead next February. Must put that on there. No doubt Peter's got the Facebook group up and that, so yeah, check out Pete's Facebook group for that. Yeah, it's really good. Lots going on, lots of traders you've got coming to that now. A lot more games going on.
Games, lots of tournaments, lots of RPGs.
Yeah. It's a gamers show, isn't it? That's what last time you came. There's a lot of everything going on there.
Added the evening gaming into it.
That's it. Yeah, you said about that. Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Looking forward to that. And we are going to be coming down soon.
Good.
Rorke's Drift.
Yeah, definitely.
Rorke's Drift, mate. Right out.
Good man.
We'll have a relate to that, mate. So we have the Friends of the Military Gentlemen doing the 18th century 7 Years' War on the French coast. It's sent onto the French coast now. The table is absolutely awesome. The buildings and that are stunning, miniatures, and those ships down the end. Hello, sir. So tell us a little bit about obviously your collection, how you got together, how you come together to create this.
Well, it's all 40 mil.
Yep.
I started 40 mil about 4 years ago, because I thought it was a good scale for me because my eyes weren't as good as they used to be.
I know the feeling.
To be quite honest, I don't think it makes any difference. They're no easier to paint than 28s. But, most of it is a lot of the figures are Sash and Sabre.
Yes.
An
American company. Yep.
There's a lot of conversions. The majority of them are figures I've converted, particularly the French. The buildings are all 3D print. I've got a Prusa printer.
Okay, yeah. No, they are. They do look the part, don't they? And obviously with the star fault there in the centre.
Yes, that's right.
That's beautiful.
That took a while to build. They're all sectional, the buildings as well.
Oh, that's really nice. And detailed inside as well. Yeah. That's really good.
The only thing I didn't buy, obviously, were the ships.
Yep.
I picked them up at a local antique shop.
They certainly fit the part for the game, don't they?
It's quite frustrating. That's the only thing I didn't make myself, and that's the thing that grabs everybody's attention.
No, what caught me was the buildings here first, and obviously then looking at the story going down through the table. It's absolutely stunning.
It's based on a sort of British invasion of northern France about 1757. They did a lot of raids in the period of the war. I've got some Hanoverians and support
over the back there.
Well.
Yeah.
The Brits are coming off the ships, and then various French regiments, a couple of Swiss regiments, the Lamarck regiment there in the fort. That's one of the German French regiments.
Love the officer on the horse there. He's really nice.
This is the Dillon Regiment, the Irish regiment.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's a lovely collection, absolutely stunning. And the way you've done, like you say, you're telling a story going all the way through, and the little sort of cameos in the village and then the court there, it's really nice.
I mean, this is just a small part. My biggest collection is a Prussian and Austrian, to be honest.
Okay.
This is just really a small part of the collection. Probably got about 3,000-4,000 figures in 40mm, but I think that's it now.
Weighing the old sort of rafters down and out in the house and that.
They are quite heavy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, I remember going to a StarCon a few years ago and seeing Sash and Sabre for the first time, and they are stunning figures, and like you say, you've painted up them really well, they're really nicely done.
The ships are actually mounted on plinths, and I did think about getting somebody to cut them down to...
Yeah, waterline sort of thing.
Waterline.
Yeah.
The problem was they're so fragile, I was scared they would break.
That's the problem, isn't it? Yeah, I think what you've done is right, you know, like you said.
It works quite well, you know.
Yeah, so to give them that little bit of height and also a bit of stability as well, yeah. Brilliant, thanks very much. Yeah, and you, sir. Have a quick look in that through the village. As I said, these buildings and that, and the little cameos that's going on through the table is stunning. I would walk around the table, and it was nice to talk to the gentleman there, sort of telling us about his collection and that. Walk around the table here. This was the Hanoverians he was saying about, in support of the British coming over there, going to attack the village. There we are. All the little trench works and that, see the old sappers and that in there, sort of digging away, digging out the trench, keeping it clean there. There's the old encampment, sort of British and Hanoverian encampment there. Artillery and that behind their gabions. And the French cavalry going out to meet the British landing. We'll just come back round for the forts. Getting another shot of these ships as I'm walking round. There we are. And then look up the table.
I used to live in Yorkshire until 3 years ago, and we moved down to North Nottingham.
And there we go. That's a lovely table. And up next then we have an El Cid scenario. There we go. Let's take a notice of that. The table here looks absolutely lovely. Loads of lovely painted miniatures and that. Nice settings with those ships down at the bottom there. Doing a little raid coming in. We can get in having a closer look. Seems to be getting a lot of attention, this table as well. I have to say, certainly looking around so far at this show, it does have a lot of lovely tables, from the participation tables up through to the demo tables. This is what the hobby's about for me. It's seeing everyone sort of like what they do in their, in their hobby world, getting onto the tables and that. Some beautiful figures and that, and the Moors coming in. So, over the back there. And obviously you've got El Cid riding out. Yeah, lovely. This gentleman don't mind, just going to take some shots. Absolutely lovely. There we go, coming round. Lovely little encampment again. I love these little encampments, they do set the scene for tables now. Very clever how he's done the sea there as well. Come round for this end of the table. There we are. Absolutely beautiful. The guys look like they're enjoying themselves and that, having a good game here. And come round and take a look at the side of the Moors side. There we are. Beautiful table, mate. Yeah, really good. Lovely collection of figures. Hope you can sort of get the sense of what these figures look like and that on the screen, because they do look in the flesh. It looks a really good game. So there we are. That's an El Cid.
So 7 years war, summer in St Lucia. We've got Frederick the Great once again trying to outflank us.
Yep.
This is one of the ones that kind of doesn't work out for us. But if you look over the table, you've got lots of little bits of dioramas. So if you look on the far end,
Yep.
you go around, you've got the noble watching the battle. You've got the nobles in the house walking around the garden, so model it a bit of Versailles.
Yeah.
But you've got the man being woken up, so he's still in his pyjamas, walking through the courtyard, followed by the trusty
Just
hound.
the hound, yeah.
Yes, we've got some art in the centre. But you've got wild boar, animals, the bakery scene, the enlisting party. As you walk around, not only is it a war game, we've tried to put...
That's just what I was saying to the guys over there. That is something I really do like to see. The little cameos, the little things.
There's lots of cameos good. And most of them use swatty like yeah, there's someone we couldn't put out.
But there's the lads smoking a pipe.
Let's go and take a look at this.
So as the Austrians cross over, you've got the lads smoking a pipe. Just sort of overlooking as the Austrians go over.
Lovely.
Like to have animals, so we've got the frog on the stool.
Oh yeah, little frog there, yeah, that's really nice.
Just different things.
Yeah, it brings it to, it only does bring it to life, doesn't it? Like we were saying earlier, yeah, you know.
The lad stealing the pig, the girl chasing after. The nobles watching over the battlefields, and they've got their best crockery.
Oh yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? Down there.
But it's little details.
Yeah.
I always like to think that in the same way we're looking at the table, there should be people watching the table on the
Exactly.
table.
Yeah, the table. Yeah. So you've almost got it's like a scene within a scene.
Yes.
You know, that we're sort of like taking a sort of step back and they're looking at it for themselves as well. Like, you know, it's really cool.
But the same thing applies to the regiments. You've got the characters within the regiments. So you've got the young officer lads.
Oh yeah.
And those little bits, and then the drummer. You've got dioramas in the regiments, not just.
And it's beautifully painted, mate. It's really, really nicely painted. And yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No, brilliant. That's excellent. That is the Strawberry Wargame Society 7 years war game, and I just have to say this is really good. Just chatting to the guy then to see all the the little cameos as he's talking about. It really does create an extra little bit of atmosphere and character in your games. And just sort of looking back here, seeing the elevations of the table, going up over to the rise over there, and the guns sort of firing. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely table. And so I've been really impressed so far looking around this show. I keep saying it, and it is. The tables are stunning. So let's move on to the next one. There's another table set up here.
Stieg 18034. General Lakes campaign in India. It's all about to go horribly wrong for somebody.
Always does.
Yes, I know. It's not much of a game if you're a Scindia general. Right? There's no Scindia generals on the table.
That's Bob.
They're off somewhere else being thrashed.
And I do like the glass of wine there. It just adds a little bit extra character there.
Bless him, he has them all engraved, so we can't. When I haven't got my glasses on, I can't. So it's a bit of a tradition, really. We've already had our toast for this morning.
That's good.
Yeah, today's fox.
Today's fox?
Yeah. So the poor old Scindian Indian army is reliant purely on their own gods right now.
Oh,
so we've got
no.
Shiva, I think there's Ganesh, there's Kali somewhere, and a few other little Hanuman down there somewhere. And I don't think it's going terribly well. Well, it won't. I think what they do, they get sort of pace thing here. They all hold. Some of them.
So they would draw back into the.
Yes, and then there's a siege, which seemed to be, which lasted not very long.
Here we have a lovely chain of command set up for World War II. Like the Brits are holding on here into this little corner over the back here. Got a deployment point here. I say Brits, it's Canadians. Oh, there we are then, yeah. There we are pushing up. Terrain is absolutely stunning. I know I've been sort of saying it all the way through the show, and that is one thing that I have noticed. There's a lot of lovely work that people have been putting on. Whether or not they've been doing it through the lockdown period and that, but definitely are. We're seeing the fruits of people's labour and that here on this show today. And it looks like the Germans they got in the box here. That's all what's to come on. And got the old Canadians there, their Ram tanks, their transports, and their Shermans over the back there. But we're just having a little look up round. It's a lovely, lovely detail. Again, they're all telling us all. It is. I mean, the road going round and the buildings up to the right hand side. It really does atmosphere.
Whereas all in bombs, etc.,
Yeah.
the rubble there is just amazing.
Yeah,
It makes it look so real.
Yeah, it does. So there we are, chain of command, 28mm, Canadians versus Germans. And here we have then, this looks like a 28mm Viking raid along the Saxon coast there. Again, Viking longships look stunning. And then the British. Yeah. Here we go, it's the Vikings advancing in. Forming up with their shield walls, the Saxons in the background there. Again, beautifully painted miniatures. And a lovely little village setup over here. Oh no, you've got the monks coming out at the friary there. There we are. Here we are then, so that's it, that's the Viking raid on the Saxon coast. So next up then we have the French-Indian Wars scenario going on. Really do like this fort in the corner here, it's really nice sort of stockade. And there's a little town going across there. And then a little homesteader's house out there, moving down. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but down on the back towards over the back there, the building there, got a little light in the back there with the fire being lit, sort of hearth and home. Let's just move on around the side of the table. Get a good look at the table and a sense of what's going on. It's like the militias have been called out, the Indians are coming up through. They've so that's the house they've set on fire. And I say they're breaking through the woods and that here. Really nice looking table. All 28mm by the looks of it. And just go on round. And let's look from the table from this angle. Yeah, looks like they're using muskets and tomahawks, as Mel's just pointed out. Again, great set of rules that is, especially for this period and that. And it does add to the flavour and character and that. We have got shakos and bayonets at home. We haven't tried those yet, but definitely muskets we've tried, and it is a good set of rules. So we have then a second Indian Mutiny game going on. The gentleman I was speaking to on the previous table, and that was sort of talking about through lockdown, these guys were all communicating to make sure that they all get the sort of authenticity look and the look of the table right. And I have to say, I mean, I've never been to India myself, but looking at this looks really, really cool. Again, lovely attack there, the British and that, and the sepoys pressing the attack. They're using black powder by the looks of these on the table. Some dice rolling going on here.
2 casualties.
Oh, 2 casualties on those, that's it. Again, lovely collection and that of figures. And overview of the table. If I come round behind the gentleman, there we are. Look at his collection of miniatures down this side. Slowly walk down the side of the back end of the mutineers' line. And over the back there we have the British, like I say, the Indian sepoys. Really nice. Lovely looking figures, lovely looking terrain. Let's come round here. Come round the back. Lots going on. Wargaming Holidays in Yorkshire, and that's who's put this on. Come around the back of this side. And as I said, always nice to see nicely painted terrain and figures. No, that's fine, mate. You're right. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. As I said, nice open landscape and that, all charging across. Defensive position and that the Indians, the mutineers are trying to hold on to. And that's it. Second Indian Mutiny game. Yeah, so we have then. Yeah, I think this is really good. It's a brilliant set of rules to play this style of game and that. So command and colours and that.
I think I love it. You don't have arguments what distance is.
No, it is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The hex don't lie. The hex don't lie, does it? That's brilliant. Yeah, the gentleman was just saying there, just use your miniatures and that. Instead of obviously using the blocks and that. But again, it is really good. It's very atmospheric as well, and it does. Not being funny, I don't really sort of notice the hexes when you're playing. Look, I don't think so anyway. But obviously the gentleman's got his cards, and that's what he can play, what he can do, and that
Lots of good cards. I just have what you can do with them.
Don't tell everyone,
You have this morale with you.
Oh, this is lovely.
You play the same people at Wargames a lot. I don't know about you, and you've always got somebody who's always lucky.
Yeah.
And someone who's always unlucky.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from there, mate.
Oh shit.
Yeah, again. Look down the table and that. Obviously, a Napoleonic game. There's a Command and Colours Napoleon. As I said, it is really, really nice looking. There we go. Well, that's it, Command and Colours. So here we have then a Tarawa 1943 table setup. Great use of the Nanine trailing post by foreground there in the front of the picture there. But this, again, lovely long table setup and that. So I'm going to have to try and get most of it in as I'm walking around. Japanese and that holding out here. Coming, pressing their attack. Coming over the bridge. Through the bridge and the jungle pass, and that in there, under there, and the bicyclists and that with their lunge mines. It's a beautiful layout and that here. And the Marines landing over the background. We'll go around the other side of the table, we'll get a look at those.
That's quite nice.
I've got a bit of a volcano there, and then obviously they've got the Japanese convoy. Coming round, and then we got the Japanese airfield over the back here. Really, really nice. 28mm by the looks of it. Yep. Pan up, so you can see from this end of the table. I'll just move around the other side. There we are. And we're coming around the other side. Look like they captured a Sherman there. There we are. With the Marines landing there with the Stuarts coming out. The Japanese trying to hold them on the beaches. Really nice table. I'm actually getting some inspiration with this. I got a load of the Marines and the Japs and that at home to paint up, so I am getting some ideas. So lovely, lovely layout of table. And like I said, I'll go around this way, and then that way you can see the table from this way. Whoops. And the table laid out from this way. And there we are, guys. Tarawa 1943. Here we are then, guys. We're back here now in Nottingham after the Partizan Wargames Show, and I have to say we have been really impressed and been treated some really spectacular tables and games. And we hope you've enjoyed this video. I mean, we've only just shown a few of the games and that was going on. You had to have been here to actually see the actual immense hobbying and that has been going on by people. Further through lockdown, obviously through their sort of hobby and sort of progression in careers. I mean, what's your sort of thoughts on the show?
No, I thought it was really good. I mean, it was amazing to see so many great tables. It was good to catch up with some traders that we haven't seen for an awful long time. So just a few of them, obviously Andy Grubb that we were talking to, Annie from Bad Squiddo. I spent some time talking to Annie, so hi Annie again. But yeah, there were so many there, you know, that we saw that it was just good to catch up, and it feels like you're getting back into the whole show war games.
Yeah, I think
after being out for a while.
I think we've missed it. I think, you know, definitely sort of that was the vibe I was picking up from people walking around the show and talking to people. That's, you know, COVID is surprising how much we've actually been isolated and that, you know, and obviously we're isolated, but you know, we needed that interaction and to see what people's work they've been doing through COVID, to get it on the table. And it was as much, I think, for people to show it off as much for us to sort of stand and look at it in awe, like, you know. What do you think, Jamie?
I think, yeah, it's definitely the games that are the best bit. That was what was good about this show, is a lot of shows you go to now are very much trade orientated, whereas now this one was certainly more game focused. And I think the little gem that I found in there was certainly the World War I football game.
That's it. World War I. That was really good. I mean, we didn't get any shots of that, but again, I wish I did, because that was we sort of seen it towards the end.
Literally, it was just stumbled on.
It was. That was a really good game in that. But definitely a show we're going to look at and come up to next year. Also trying to look at and come up to Hammerhead, because I think I've been told that's also an interesting show to come to. So the venue again is really good. I think Salute could learn a lot from it.
It was really light and airy.
Light and airy, that was something I
noticed.
noticed.
That's the thing about Saluti, you know, it seems quite compact, it's very dark, and you just feel like there's a lot of atmospheric pressure, and not in a good way there, but this was really light and airy, and it's fantastic.
Brilliant, and a lovely showground, and you know, like I said, definitely worth on our radar for coming up for next year.
Absolutely.
So there we have it then, guys. Hope you enjoyed our video. Hope you enjoyed our sort of look at some of the games and that were going on, and hope it's inspired you to sort of pick up the brush and actually get some models for yourself. And until next time, guys, please stay safe. Happy wargaming.